Well, let's talk some other matters now. The Nigerian Navy has countered the allegation of a vessel carrying stolen crude oil. The Navy insists the vessel alleged to be stolen is currently sailing under the flag of Nigeria and was duly approved to load its content. According to the Navy, on the 2nd of August, TSSL claimed to act on intelligence and alleged that the vessel was laden with stolen crude oil. The security outfit was said to have then approached an element of Operation Delta Safe to board the vessel in order to verify the allegedly stolen product. The Tantita operatives earlier said they were met with resistance from the Navy boat escorting the vessel and that the naval commander threatened to deal decisively with them. Well, let's talk more about this. I have joining me presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Dumebi Kachiku, for more perspectives to this. Thank you for joining us on The World Now. In June, Asari Dokubo had made some allegations about some members of the military being behind crude oil theft in Nigeria, and this is happening. What do you make of the back and forth on this particular vessel?
Well, I think it's extremely embarrassing for the nation that an elite Navy will be involved in something as unscrupulous as this. Going by the reports we had since yesterday or since the day before yesterday, this particular vessel was identified by the Tantita security operatives, and they were threatened to leave the vessel because they said the Navy escorts had some kind of rackets going on with the stolen crude. Now, what we've seen from the Navy's reaction, yesterday the Chief of Naval Staff said in an interview in Port Harcourt that they will, after investigation, they will deal with any of their officers found to have been involved. Only today for us to see another reaction saying that essentially the vessel had the right permits. The issue is not about the permits because we know how people can procure permits in Nigeria. The issue is the fact that the permit they had was for a different product, and what they had on board that vessel was crude oil. So if your permit is for LPFO, how did you get crude oil? Unknown to the Navy officials, the Tantita security operatives had immediately taken the product for testing yesterday or the day before yesterday, and it confirmed, the test reports confirmed that it's crude oil. As we speak, there are reports coming from that area in Delta State that some Navy officials are trying to conduct another test with specimens that are not actually from that vessel as a means of cover-up. And this is sad. This is very sad. We know from the body language and from the spoken words of our president that he has said very, very carefully he will go against all these people involved in bunkering. This is a litmus test for his administration, how we handle this. Last month, same Tantita operatives discovered one of the largest illegal refineries in Nigeria, in Koko area of Nigeria. As we speak, nothing has been heard about that. No arrest, no prosecution. An illegal refinery, one of the largest in Nigeria. And you see that there are a lot of powerful figures behind all these operations, and Nigerians are suffering. If you go to the Niger Delta area, the environmental degradation that occurs because of this kind of activities, you will weep. The women there cannot fish, the men cannot fish, and this continues. And the people who are behind this are in gilded cages in Lagos, Abuja, and Port Harcourt. This government must be seen as going after these people.
All right, Mr. Kachiku.
No sacred cows.
Yes, in this particular case, just as you have mentioned, the Nigerian Navy says it would investigate the matter and prosecute whoever is found to be culpable. How much confidence do you have in the Navy to carry out this function and deal decisively with whatever unscrupulous elements might exist there?
I have absolutely no confidence in that statement. Let me tell you something. sometime last year, under the previous administration, Sterling Global, an Indian operation in Nigeria, they were caught with a vessel with stolen crude. That matter has died a natural death. As we speak, it's died a natural death. Ibenco, this same Ibenco refinery that was uncovered last month, we've not heard anything about it. How long does it take for you to arrest and prosecute these people? Who are the people who own that asset, who own that property? Who are the directors of that company? Who are their known associates? Who are the people who have used that refinery? We've not heard anything, and it's worrisome. It's worrisome because this nation needs every cent at this point, every revenue we can get. But you have just a few people taking our common patrimony for themselves. And we must put a stop to this now.
So how do we put a stop to it? How do we sanitize the system?
Let me tell you what we must do. It starts with Nigerians, the media, coming together and holding our government, our military agencies accountable. We must continue to put out this information. We must not sweep anything under the rug. When arrests like this are made, we must ask for updates. What happened? What's going on? We must continue to investigate these stories. If we let them come to a natural death, this continues. It takes a lot of risk to life for people like Tantita and all the other private security agencies who are protecting our pipeline and our oil and gas assets to do what they are doing. Imagine the stand-up that happened 2 days ago when they were being threatened. Do you know what could have happened? Well, what we're hearing is that it took the chief of naval staff and the NSA for them to protect them to make sure that arrest was made. So we know that the Navy brass are not behind this. It's just a few unscrupulous elements who are doing this, and they must be brought to book.
Presidential candidate of the African Democratic Congress, Dumebi Kachiko, thank you for talking to us on TVC News at 1.
Thanks for having me.